So we're going to go to quotes. Quotes. Quotes is a section I do on each episode of the podcast. And basically, I have two quotes for you. One maybe a little more lighter than the other.
Okay.
Not that any are like too heavy yet. Although we've talked about some deep stuff, which is kind of the point. And I have you guess after I say the quote who you think it is, and then I tell you the quote.
Okay.
I mean, no, and then we talk about the quote. I'll tell you the quote.
Okay.
I won't make you. I used to make people guess before telling the quote, but that's just absurd because I have no grounds on which to guess.
There's nothing to reference.
Yeah. So people said some funny stuff, but
Yeah.
Just,
Okay.
Okay. First quote. Clothes are the music of the body, and you hear them with your eyes. So open your ears. Who do you think said that?
I really like that quote.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah. Alexander Wayne.
I don't know Alexander Wayne, but no, it is John Baptiste. Colbert's, I'm not gonna say sidekick, but he's also the band leader on the Colbert.
Really?
On the Late Show.
Okay.
He's the guy who plays the piano.
That's a great quote.
Yeah, great quote. Clothes are the music of the body, and you hear them with your eyes. So open your ears. Because he does the cross reference of sound and color.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Alabama Shakes. What is that band called? No, not Harlem Shakes. No, I think it's called they're called the Alabama Shakes.
Okay, I don't know.
They have an album called Sound and Color.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually good. He does that. I love that. I've always liked that one. It stuck out to me when he said it. It was just in like a little extra video that he put up on YouTube only. All these shows now also have YouTube accounts. They're doing their own content, right?
Yeah.
They're pushing that too. So callback over here.
Yeah.
It was just like an extra. And he was saying something, or he was like joking around about the piano, and he just said that, and he kept going. I was just like, wait, hold on. I paused. I went back. I was like, I didn't get it at first. I was like, what? And you, so open your ears. I was like, what? But it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. It totally makes sense. Beautiful quote.
I think it's a great quote.
Yeah.
I
You like it.
You
like it. Yeah. That's a good one. Anything in particular about it?
I mean, to me that means the way you dress represents how everyone kind of takes you in or perceives you.
Hears you.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, but
yes, I agree.
Yeah, I think it's very powerful.
Definitely.
Because I think it's very true.
Sure,
and
certainly.
It's a very eloquent way of putting it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Dude, this couch, something about it.
Hey, it's a sofa. Well, no, it's a futon.
It's a futon. Foo.
What are the parameters that make something a futon?
I mean, there definitely are a set of sort of guidelines, I'd say. I believe futons.
Yes.
Foo.
Yeah.
Fun word to say. We should get a representative from Bed Bath & Beyond on here, but
Yes, we should.
I think futons fold out into a bed, right? So I think that's
Yes, they do.
So this folds out into a bed.
That is correct.
And they're usually smaller, sort of love seat style, but even a little even smaller than a love seat.
A lot of love on these seats.
I'm regretting sitting now, but
no, I was saying between us, a lot of love in the conversation.
I thought it was, I went. My mind went to a different place. My mind went to Stains.
No.
Yeah, okay, we'll back it up. Yeah, no, you did a good job of flipping that, Megan.
No.
Yeah. No,
Generally,
I know. Good. Though. It's been very cordial so far. I haven't had any guests on who I've fought with. Not that won't happen in the future. Who knows? Maybe I'll prick Ariel in a soft spot.
That could
bring up some dark history.
Be interesting.
He's got a lot of skeletons in his closet. This guy.
Really?
you don't even know that.
I'm not aware of it.
I left them there.
Really?
Yeah, I was the one who killed. No, okay. Second quote.
That got dark.
This one's a little heavier. This quote's got some heft to it. Here we go. If you're aware enough to make a choice, you can choose to look differently.
Okay. Who said that? Donald Trump.
No, the Donald did not say that. That is David Foster Wallace.
Oh, so close.
Yeah.
Both starts with a D.
Both starts with a D.
Yes.
Yeah, that was from his This Is Water speech, the commencement. I think it was at Kenyon. Might not have been Kenyon. I'm not sure about that. But, yeah, his commencement speech. He said that. What is, you think that's true? I do believe in that. If you're aware enough to make a choice, like if you because you're not always aware enough. Some people aren't aware enough to make a choice. I mean, it speaks about free will. It speaks about people's choices.
Yeah. Can you read the quote one more time?
I'll hit you with it again, baby. If you're aware enough to make a choice, you can choose to look differently.
Yes.
Right.
100% you can.
Right.
I think every day we make a choice of how to live our lives. And we could go whatever direction we choose. It's just constantly going in that direction. Like we spoke about acting, right? So I haven't been doing acting for my whole life. I've been doing it for the past couple of years. But at this point, I feel comfortable, a lot more comfortable than I was at the beginning. So it's like I've constantly made that choice to keep on going in that direction. And before that, was I an actor? No.
Right.
Anything you do,
right.
That's how it works.
I guess the part of the quote for me is the beginning, the if you're aware enough. Like, that's such a key part. Like, how aware are we on a given day of all the different choices that we're making and all the different options that are actually available that we might not see or hear.
Do you think that everything happens for a reason?
I don't think everything happens for a reason, but I think that I make choices every day, but that I am somewhat constrained in a certain sense. Like, could I pick up and just, like, go to Singapore tomorrow? Technically, yes. Like, nah, not really. Like, finals about to start. Like, got graduation, requirement, like, I can't just leave, right? Like, how much... I mean, of course, that's a very extreme choice to make, but, like... And you could just rule that off to, like, common sense or something like that. Like, oh, why would you do that? But think about it on a more minor level. Like, something... Like, today, I could, like, go into the city, right? Go back home, rest up a little bit, take a nap. It's like, that is an option. And again, once again, you could rule that out to practicalities. But it's just, at a certain point, you can't use that excuse of practicalities. It just becomes, well, that's maybe my routine, or this is just, what I do, right? You pick up different things that make you feel as if, like, these are tangible parts of me, but we're all, I mean, you look at all of humankind, right? Like, kind of very blips of, like, history, right?
Yeah.
Very, very small part of, like, the cosmos, and how much effect are we really having? I mean, get kind of different points here. I've kind of shifted from a free will into more of a outcome.
Right.
But oftentimes that's how we judge our actions and our ability to freely choose based on what the outcomes are. So it's just, they are kind of, in some ways, connected. Perhaps a little more, the verbiage doesn't really all line up into some logical point, but it's hard to necessarily say what when we can look differently, which choices we make. What do we do?
Well, I mean, there's different types of choices.
Of course.
There's like levels.
Well, of course. So
right.
How would you?
So
what
one example is like working out. That's one type of choice that you can make in your life. That initially, that's a big choice.
Right.
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 And then it becomes the point where it's just another part of you. Right. So and then there's minor choices, like you're at Starbucks and you're trying to pick how many pumps of whatever you're gonna get.
Well, there we go. Right.
So that's a minor choice that doesn't have much significance.
Right. But someday you could be like, oh, I want to go crazy. I want to get 10 pumps.
Right.
But would you ever do that? You'd be like, no, way too much sugar. Like, okay,
ruin the drink. A lot of sugar. But I like the idea of being reckless sometimes.
Right, being a little spontaneous.
Yes.
Moderating the moderation, so to speak.
Yes.
Well, and also I think that sometimes we justify, the fact that we do freely choose based on habits and routines that we pick up, say the gym, which I don't want to say that that is something that we freely decide, but when it becomes sort of second nature-y, as you said, and I think we all can testify to the fact that it's true, both bad habits and good habits, we usually call it maybe a routine versus a habit. Habit usually feels kind of negative, right? It's like, I don't know.
Some good habits.
Some good habits, okay. But No, habits and routines. But it doesn't always feel like we have so much of a choice after it becomes sort of second nature. There's a different quote about it, which is we'll incorporate it into the quote section here. Is the chains of habit are too weak to be felt until they are too strong to be broken. Right?
So you got a great quote.
I got good quotes. I got good quotes here.
You should have a quote library. Just pull out index cards with a great quote on it. That's a really good quote.
Yeah, that's a good quote.
Who's that by? I'm not going to guess this
time. I think it's by Warren Buffett.
Okay. I've heard of him.
Yeah, you've heard of him. Yeah. And then someone Munger, I think. I'm recalling from a Google Keep note that I have.
It's a joint quote?
I think they've maybe both said it, or maybe it's... I'm not exactly.
Okay.
Because I remember it saying Buffett and then / Munger or something. I don't know. Maybe it might be from a textbook or something. I'm not exactly.
Well, it's
sure.
Great
quote.
Yeah.
But what I would say is once that switch is made with the habit, where it goes from too weak to be felt to too strong to be broken, can you yourself break it and be like, no, I'm gonna not go to the gym today. I'm gonna crush some donuts, baby. Would you ever really once you're like, oh no, you think about all the concerts, I'm gonna throw out all the years of gym, and it's just one day of donuts, but still, it's so anti your the philosophy, and the philosophy you've been
You could definitely break it though. I think that's the scariest thing when you think about human beings. The idea that we are, at the end of the day, so unpredictable. We create these routines for ourselves, like a 9-to-5 job,
right?
As if this is what reality is. When in reality, that's not reality. That's we created this to have the comfort of organization. That's a big thing of religion,
right?
Religion has its good points, but I'm saying that's a big part of religion, structure for your life.
Right.
So you could break almost any habit you have. When it comes down to addictive habits that you depend on physically.
No, you certainly can. I would just the argument that it would, not even the argument. The point that I was trying to make was that you can break them, but what does it take to break them? Is it your own choices to really freely break them, or is it something else that just comes along that kind of feels like the right thing to do, and you don't necessarily question, right? Are you aware of when you're breaking it that you're really choosing to look differently, so to speak, to bring it back to the Wallace quote, or is it just nah, I'm not going to gym today, and then you just have the cognitive dissonance of oh yeah, I'm still a gym guy, but I'm eating donuts today.
Well, I think that doesn't you could eat donuts for a day,
right? No, nothing wrong with that.
Right, I'm saying the bigger.
No, I'm not
picture,
shaming donut people.
No, I love donuts.
Donuts.
I'm saying in the bigger picture,
yeah.
That's just okay, well, I'm slacking today. I'm gonna make up for it. But if it's if it becomes okay, well, every day this week, that's what I'm doing. I'm not going to the gym anymore.
Right.
Then there's obviously a change in how you perceive working out, whether you're bored of your routine, or this could apply to anything. You're bored of it, or you think you could get better in life by doing something else.
Right.
There's different ways of looking at it.
Sure. There are different ways of looking at it. I would say rarely would you see or assume that the person who's been going to the gym for a while, who stops because they want to have some donuts, is really and is really aware and thinking about the decision that they're making to eat the donuts. I feel like it's just they're just they're not oh, today I have donuts. Nobody, I don't know people who, I was about to say I don't know people who think like that. That's the problem of other minds. We don't know. We don't know.
I could definitely tell you.
Yeah. You're a big gym guy.
Yeah, but I could definitely tell you there's times where I'm tempted to eat something and then I don't eat it because it's bad for me.
Right.
And there's times the opposite, of course.
And that temptation you consider to be, by denying the temptation, you consider it a testament to your free will.
To my free will, to my belief. It reinforces my belief that what I'm doing is good for me, because I'm showing myself that I'm gonna turn down this instant gratification for this long-term gratification that keeps on giving.
Right. But we could also flip it and look at it as you're conditioning yourself to never want these types of foods, so you don't actually really have even choices here. And even though the temptation will still come along, it's just it's not even real.
I'll tell you right now, I definitely.
You definitely.
I,
So you're still in the. You see
yeah.
some donuts. Whoa, baby, let me ride.
Well, I'm saying like when I grew up, I don't know about you. Like I have some
yeah.
friends whose parents were very into health, and they wouldn't let them
No, my parents
eat
did.
any, drink any soda.
No soda in my house.
Really?
Yeah, no soda in my house.
Yeah. So I mean,
Same.
my parents, amazing people.
Bless them.
Bless them.
Seriously, yeah, no. Good eating habits.
But I had like Coke and whatever, and like my mom was always like making healthy dishes as well.
Right.
But like you know, I was like a little brat, so like when I wanted a fruit roll up.
Yeah.
I got some fruit roll-ups.
Yeah, I was a big candy guy.
Yeah.
Huge candy.
But your parents didn't get it for you.
Sometimes? My dad.
Your dad?
Yeah, my dad would get candy. My mom would get some candy too, but definitely dad more.
But if you think about it,
they loved giving me candy. They gave me a lot of stuff because I was the youngest.
You were a good boy.
Well, I was a good boy, but I was the youngest, of three, so. They always give the baby a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't know. I was the oldest.
You're the oldest.
Yeah.
The oldest of three?
Oldest of two.
I had to think about it.
Well, I have a half brother.
Half, right. Yeah. Hard to quantify.
Public disclosure.
Yeah.
Yes.
We just doxed them.
Yeah. Well, no names.
No names.
No. But the point is, I feel like in a way, I was conditioned to eat those things. Not only those things, but I feel like it's in me to crave those things because from a young age, I was eating those things.
Right.
If you grow up never touching that junk, you're a lot less susceptible to just turning 25 and eating some junk food and becoming addicted to
being
it.
like, oh, let's go to the candy store.
Right. It's not in you to crave it.
It's not even in the frame of reference. Yeah. It's a good quote.